See, important topic this one here, lenses. We were talking about image formation in lenses using ray diagrams. Here, as I have told earlier, we will be discussing only about two types of lenses. They are, so see here, they are convex lens and concave lens. Okay. Then the second topic is sign convention for spherical lenses. So likewise, sign convention we had earlier for mirrors. So here also we'll have the same. Then the third topic, that is your lens formula and magnification. I have repeatedly said or displayed on the board our lens formula in mirror. What was the mirror? What is the mirror formula? Anyone? Mirror formula 1 by b plus or minus. Mirror formula plus or minus.
Plus,
Minus or plus.
plus,
Plus 1 by b plus 1 by u equals to 1 by f. Okay, so here you know all these things, all these letters, what they represent. Here again, this is for mirror. See, this is for mirror. And then again, we'll have another formula that will be your 1 by b minus 1 by u equals to 1 by f. Only the difference is in plus and minus. And this is your lens formula. Okay, so remember it. Only plus and minus. From exam point of view, this is very important, this topic. And the last topic, but not the least, see here, we have power of lenses. So, you see what I shared with you all?
yes, sir.
Okay, see, what are lenses? Here, what are lenses? So here is the definition. This is from your textbook. Okay, so as far as possible, so in your assignment also I have given some questions. As far as possible, you please stick to the book. Means you go with the book textbook. Don't just copy from internet or anywhere. Please try to read your textbook first. So here, a transparent material bounded by two surfaces, of which one or both surfaces are spherical, forms a lens. So here, so see, it has got two surfaces here. Let us see here. This one, look, this one. See, this is one surface, and this side is another surface. And the material that they are bounded, see, they are bounding a material here. This is the material. Okay, so such an object where two transparency, the material which is bounded by the surfaces, together with the surfaces, they are transparent. So such objects so formed, we call them as lenses. This one, we call it convex lens. And see here, another type where one surface here and one surface on this side. And this type, we call it concave lens. So this is your concave, this is your concave. So convex lens, they are also known as converging lens. And your concave lens, they are also known as diverging lens. So please try to remember these two terms, like convex lens, they are also known as converging lens. Concave lens, they are also known as diverging lens. Here we have two types of lenses. This one, which bulges on both sides. Okay, means bulging out. This side is also bulging out. This side is also bulging out. So this type of lens, we call it convex lens or biconvex lens. Means two sides. Then again, here again, same thing, concave lens or diverging lens. Here also I have written here converging lens for convex lens and diverging lens for concave lens. So let us see how are they formed. Let us say here is one center, and for this sphere, there is one center. When they don't touch each other, see, we have a gap. Let us cover this gap with the same material. Then this vacant space, see, what type of lens it is formed now? Any idea? When we cover this empty space, so this structure so formed is what? Convex or concave? Is it convex or concave? Concave is formed or convex is formed? Anyone? See, this structure, it looks like which lens? Which type of lens? So it looks like what? Concave. Okay, this is here. See, when it is when they are not touching each other, a concave lens is formed. Now let us see when they merge each other. When they now see when they merge each other, then we'll have an object formed inside here. See here, an object is formed here. So that looks like this one. Okay, so the objects are formed by merging the two balls. That object, we call it which one? Concave or convex now? This object so formed will be called what? Concave or convex? Choose. Concave or convex?
Convex.
Okay, what we have got here is your convex. See, this is your convex lens. It is formed like this. Okay, now let us go ahead and see. Let us take out the object, only the object here. Now see, the object so formed here, we have some sort of structure like this. See, when we see it from one side, this is called two-dimensional. Okay, then two-dimensional, this is 2D picture. But when we see it in real, it is in 3D, three-dimensional. So your convex lens is of this form. I hope everyone understood how it is formed, how it looks like. Then we are going to discuss many things about this convex and concave lens. So this is the two spheres that we took earlier. Then sphere means round. So it will have two centers. Yes or no? It will have two centers. So those two centers, I have named them S1, C1 here, and the another center is C2. Okay, so since these 2 points are the centers, then we can find a third point that is the center of these 2 points, C1 and C2. So this point is named as O. Then after removing this part, non-intersecting part, the object so formed will be of this structure. See, can you see? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this is your center of the sphere. Okay. So C1 and C2, they are also represented by the letters 2F2 for C2 and 2F1 for C1. Then you know this point O, it is the center of these 2 points. The line joining C1 and C2 has got a center, that is, we name it as O. Then after this, I have put a new point F1 and F2 here. So The center, now take these 2 points, O and C1. The middle point of this C1 and O, it is written as F1. Then again, the center of this point O and C2, that is, the line joining O and C2 has got another point, that is the midpoint, that is your F2. Okay, so just remember that here C2 and C1 are the centers of the spheres which we took to form the lens. Okay, and O is the center or the midpoint of the line joining the 2 points C1 and C2. And after that, another 2 points comes up, that is your F2 and F1. F1 is the midpoint of the line joining the points C1 and O. F2 is the midpoint of the line joining the points O and C2. Now we are going to name them. See, just remember this C2 is also represented as 2F2 and C1 is also represented as 2F1. Now see, you can write it down or you have these things in your textbook also. C1, C2 to F1 to F2 are called the centers of curvatures. F1, we call it principal focus. See, here when you go up to class 11 and 12, actually you will learn it these things in class 12, but they will have this F1 and F2, they will have different names. Okay, they are different names. They will be called as first principal focus, second principal focus. But here up to 10 standard, this F1 and F2, we will call them as principal focus. So please remember that this F1 and F2 will have the same name in your up to your 10th standard as principal focus. And O, that point which lies in the midpoint, in the middle of the lens, we call it as optical center. So try to remember, O is called the optical center. You refer it to the diagram which you saw it before. F1 and F2 is called principal focus. C1, C2 to F1 to F2 are called centers of curvatures. Okay. Now see, let us see the definitions. See, centers of curvatures. Now let us define what are they. Now, centers of curvatures. The centers of the spheres which took part in the formation of the lens are known as centers of curvature. So, those two spheres which we took to form the lens has got two centers. That is their own center. If, for example, if you take two circles, then they will have center. Those two centers or those centers of the sphere which we took, we call them as centers of curvature. Then principal axis. So what is the principal axis? See, we had a line which passes through C1 and C2. That passes through the lens. Here, see, let me draw. Let us say this is your lens. Then we have a line here. Then we have, let us say here C1 and here C2. So here this point we call it O, the optical center. See, this line which is passing through the two centers C1 and C2 and the optical center of the lens is called the principal axis. Okay, so the principal axis is nothing but it is a line or an axis passing through the centers of the sphere as well as the center of the lens. Now, principal focus. So, convex lens. Here, the definition will be different for convex lens and concave lens. So, let us see. All rays of light coming parallel to the principal axis after refraction from the lens converges to a point on the principal axis. This point on the principal axis is known as principal focus. I'll explain it with a diagram. Now let us continue with the definition. Then see number 4, optical center. So optical center is nothing but it is the central point of the lens where any ray of light passing through it will suffer no refraction. I'll explain it, don't worry, with a diagram. Then aperture. The effective diameter of the circular outline of a spherical lens is called its aperture. Now let us try to understand what were those points with the ray diagram. See, here we have what type of lens? Anyone please tell me what type of lens? The type of lens, convex or concave? Yes, please reply. We are running out of time.
Convex.
Yes, convex. Very good. Only one girl is replying, okay? Others also try to reply. See, this is your convex lens. So, this in this convex lens, here you may see many see. This is a ray of light. This is a ray of light. This is also this again. Now see, here in this point, as you know, we have done C1. It is also represented by 2F1. What are these points called? They are called the what? Centers of curvature, CC. Here also same thing, C2 and 2F2, they are all CC. That is centers of curvature. Here F2 here, see. Then again F1 here. Here these 2 points, they are called principal focus. Both okay, but the definitions are different. The definitions are different for convex and concave. So, in order to the, define the principal focus of a convex lens, what we do is we take parallel rays coming from one side of the lens. Then we find that here, see, when they pass through this lens, what is the phenomenon that is taking place? What is the phenomenon? Reflection or refraction? Please reply. Please tell me. See, when the ray passes through this lens, what is the phenomenon that is taking place here? Reflection or refraction? This is important, okay? Reflection phenomenon is taking place or refraction is taking place. Which phenomenon is taking place? Reflection or refraction? Yes, tell me.
Infraction.
Yes, diffraction is going on. Okay, so in order to define the principal focus of this convex lens, what we do is that in a convex lens, all the rays coming parallel to the principal axis. See, here this line is your principal axis. So coming parallel. Parallel means they are not intersecting. So these rays, 1, 2, 3, 4, even this principal axis is also a ray. So when they passes through this convex lens, they undergo refraction. Okay, this is the refraction phenomenon. Then after that refraction, they converges to a point on the principal axis. So this point on the principal axis, we define it as principal focus of convex lens. Okay, then see optical center. The definition. The definition says any ray passing through the optical center of a convex lens will not undergo refraction. See, passing and going straightway. Okay, no refraction takes place. No bending. No bending of light will take place when a ray of light passes through this point called the optical center of the lens. Okay, I hope up to here it is clear.